Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to Ian's Adventures once again in the great outdoors. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. Enjoy the video. Right guys, we're off. Just dropped my car in Castleton. State of play. I'm heading up to Ollins Cross, that direction. It's raining, expecting rain now till 6 o'clock. We're English, so we're used to it. What am I wearing? Normal trousers, but I bought these cheap waterproof over trousers. And let this car go past. A bit weird, like you couldn't get up. Oh, I wasn't even on road then. That was a bit bonkers. Anyway, Bergen. Covered in a Bergen cover. I've got my military Gore-Tex jacket on. It's not going to keep me 100% waterproof, but most Gore-Tex don't anyway. Got my front bag on here, which had Fabsil Gold put on it because these waterproof covers on camera bags is usually rubbish. So if you Fabsil Gold them, it'll let water off a bit. So we've got my DSLR there. The video camera you're looking through is the GoPro Session. We've also got his Olympus stuff with us, so we're sorted. I'm going to put my hat on in a minute just to get some of that rain off my eyes. Okay, remember getting this hat. That's all it's going to do. I've got a hood in here obviously, don't think I'll bother using it. So for this trip expect water, at least up to 6 or 7, so just in case of keeping dry while then. Obviously perspiration inside jackets and such like, makes it a bit damp anyway when you're walking up hills. So this is the road from Castleton Bottom End on the Hope Road up to Ollins Cross, then I'm walking around the back of Mamtor and heading off into Neverland. See you in a minute. I'm halfway up the hill to Ollins Cross, and there's something I wanted just to cover. Gore-Tex clothing, it is breathable to a degree and waterproof. Okay, that's down to the weave. Right, let's vapour out, not let water in because of the particle sizes. But once you get water on top of the layer of Gore-Tex, obviously water can't get through. It will get rid of some of the moisture released by your body to a degree, but it slows down once it gets really wet. Now these are plastic based trousers and they're going to hold in all the water, but all this stuff also creates heat between the layers of the material and your body. That's why we have sapping layers which can soak up a certain amount of sweat from your body without allowing it to run free, alright, to gather together and create this horrible wet feeling. So what I'll do is when I get to the top of here, I'll leave it for a while, get to where I'm going, and I'll take these under layers off and put my other layers on. I've got a military layer I can put on, which basically removes all that. All I've got to do then is put these clothes out inside my basher, or inside my sleeping bag for that matter, and during night they'll dry out ready for tomorrow. So yeah, it's a bit of a, it's true what to say about Gore-Tex, but I think the things that they're saying are a bit over the top really, slightly over exaggerated. So you got to make your choice, you know, what do you want? Do you want a plastic based coating, some other form of coating, or do you want to get Gore-Tex? I mean, I've got a mixture of both, I always do. Alright, right, upward and onward. So I'll throw that in, guys. Okay, so here we are, Hollins Cross. Just be warned that that little path that runs up from Castleton straight up to Hollins Cross, it's not easy for people if they're not used to walking. That's the best way I can put it. I just stomp up it like, but I see people struggling on it, so be aware. Right, one of the main things I like about coming out in rain when it's all foggy and misty, listen, there's nobody here. Now I'm not antisocial by any stretch of imagination, but you know, sometimes you just need time to think. This is it. Share my thinking. If necessary, pause, put yourself in a quiet room, close your eyes and just think for a while. Ponder things through. Just imagine life from an external perspective. Here we are then. Hollins Cross, in memory of Tom Hyatt. Right, this path, from what I've been told, remember, urban legend is, or factually maybe, is the old Coffin Road. Coffin Road, yeah. I used to run ghost tours to the top of Mamtor. It's got millennia a history of death from the fort, and it's a massive defensive position up there. So this place is renowned for its barghurst, ghost dogs, devil dogs, whatever you want to call them, and black haunting figures in the mist. Ironically, it's misty. Now if we go that direction, we're going down into Edale, not a very nice path either, and if we're going that direction, we're going up to Mamtor. So we're going to go partially up to Mamtor, round the base of the mountain itself, and then round to the back to the car parks, at which point I'm going to pass over to Little Mamtor, as you would do. Why? Because it's smaller, that's why it's called Little. Alright, right, that ain't come out yet, obviously. This waterproof is doing alright, but not brilliantly, it seems to be doing okay. I'm a little bit damp around the edges because of sweat, but you're going to be when you're walking up a hill with a 24 kilogram bag on, wearing plastic bags. Right, see you in a minute. Okay, so Mamtor is just there. Now I said I was going to miss top and go around the sort of semi-base. You can't visit Mamtor without visiting Mamtor. Now if you look, it's going to get rain at Lens here. Just over there, it's over that ridge, is where I came on the other video when I visited Mamtor and slept up here. It was great fun. Alright, this is not, I've got to say, this is not the best time to be visiting Mamtor. When me and Lucy came up, and we nearly got blown off a hill, but it's not right nice, and I ain't seen anybody. So I think they get the same idea. So I'm going to pop up here and have a photo, as I am doing with different stages. Then we're going to pop down to the side and then head off around the valley. Oh, here she is, look, bless her. I've been up here a fair few times. I'm carrying a 24 kilogram bag, really. Thanks for help. Let's head on, shall we? Right, I'll put this on. Usually, it's designed to keep the sun off back of your neck to stop you getting sunstroke. But there's wind blowing this rain right in my left ear, and it's starting to give me an earache. And I'll tell you what, it might have been a nightmare trying to get it back on it, wind. But it done it work well, and it's so thin it'll dry out in minutes when I get to wherever I'm going. So I'm happy with that. I might look at long, but I'll tell you what, I've got no rain going to be here. You know, it's horrible weather, it's raining and windy and nasty, but I love it. I love every minute of this. Oh, the freedom of it, I suppose. The wildness of it. It's all been good when I get bashing down. I've got the number one. Just down on the sleeping bag. All done then. I feel sorry for the things. I know the sleeping time for it. So to keep the rain off, but it can't be nice, can it? You know. Anyway. Okay, now standing here on the edge of what I believe is Evale Bowl. Now the reason I say believe is because if you look down there, it looks like you're looking up at Edge World. All it's this steep embankment that just drops into cloud and mist. It's nice and quiet because of it, apart from the odd moo. Alright. Now this might not look much to you, but what I see there is home. Slight flatness there, raises up, wind's coming over the top, so I can put my tarp there, pointing this direction, held it off at this end, and I can build my little home inside that hole. Alright guys, so we're going to put that into motion, then we'll start getting some stuff dried out. As you can see, I was talking about Gore-Tex, that's gone straight through. It's because it's been incessant rain all the time, all the way through it. Alright, and it's gone straight through, so I'm wet. But I don't mind wet and I don't mind cold, so it don't bother me one. The only thing I don't like is wind and rain in my ear. See you in a minute. Hey up guys, right, we've got this place. My boots are wet through, my socks are wet, but I'm not bothered because my socks will dry in my sleeping bag later. I'm not bothered about that. I've got my little kitchen area, so to parked out here, but I'll be sort of cooking just in the doorway, just here. Now, if you see, everything's got soaked, okay? This Gore-Tex, probably Gore-Tex Army coat, total catastrophic failure. It's just gone straight through. Totally gone straight through, and it's got seals on it and stuff like that. It's supposed to be Gore-Tex rubbish, so I'm not going to be using that again. If anybody wants it, let me know. You can have it. Alright, if you want to treat it, do whatever you want with it. It won't expensive. So what's happening here guys is I've got my little washing line going across the front of my basher. I'll take it out and show you. My socks are wet anyway, so it don't matter, I'll dry them out. Oh, let me just show you this. What I've done here is because you see that me hoop bivvy is in the doorway, so it's giving me a little bit of protection, and it's going out slightly beyond. So what I've done is I've put the bottom of my hoop bivvy inside my Bergen liner. I've done that loads of times before, and it basically waterproofs it, okay? But other than that, it is what it is. It's a bivvy bag and I'm inside a basher. I ain't going to get wet tonight. And I've got my Arctic sleeping bag in there, and this will just zip over. And even if this basher blows away a Sunday, it don't matter, because I've got my hoop bivvy. So, okay, so it's opened up a little bit now. I've got a view of the bowl. The wind's coming from behind from that direction. This is where we are. That is the beast. We're all been washing, all drying out, yeah? So the wind's coming straight over here, it's cutting straight over that far corner. While I'm in there, I'm lovely and toasty. I'm drying out already now. This top that I've got on is really good for drying out. Yeah, it was a catastrophic failure, that jacket. Never use that again. I thought I'd give it a try in wet weather and it was rubbish. So, there you go. Amazing. Well, you can't see it as well as I can, but it's an amazing view. Tomorrow, it'll look even more amazing. Alright? Okay, so I'm going to get back in there and think about getting myself a cup of coffee on, get a brew. You can see there, look. That's all I'm doing with that bivvy bag. It's only the edge, very far edge, that's going to sort of, you can see from here, it's only the right tip that you're sort of coming at over the basher. Alright. But I've put that little spare pole in there, so as I drop that down and pull that pole across, it won't. I'm just ensuring I don't get no water coming into my sleeping bag, which is not going to happen anyway, but I'm just over top and my little sleepy bed there, all lovely. See you in a bit, guys. Time to have a nice cup of cha. I've got my posh coffee, it's quite good this, it's Kenko, but I've put it in one of these little sealable containers. But it's, I showed a little video of this, didn't I, with gel fluid. It's burning that bit of grass, but it's not going to hurt now, that. You see, the thing about this is, if this were to fall over or be blown over by wind, and it were just using normal fluid, everything would go up like a tinderbox. Yeah, but because I'm using gel fluid, it'll start crawling out like a giant slug. So you've got more chance of controlling it. Here she is, look. That's it. I keep going on about the top that I made. I made that with my fair hands. Let's have a look at view I've got. When I came here, all I could see was fog. Alright, but I had trust in myself. There's me view now. The entire Edale Wall at the far end. And the wind is rattling. And I can see the clouds coming down. And it's wonderful. See all clouds blowing in from over there. And it just drops off straight down into the bottom of Edale, straight over the edge of that cliff. Well, it's not a cliff, it's just a really, really steep hill. It's wonderful. I don't know what the view's going to be like at morning. We've got horrible weather right through to 6 o'clock. And it's now 5:05, so I've got a bit more of this rattly, tattly, horrible stuff. All this got wet through. The coat let me down big time, and it's wet everything through. So it's all drying lovely now. Everything's drying. When that's dried, I'm going to get them put out. In fact, I'll put them outside now. Let get wind around me boots. Let me boots get a bit of wind. There we go. Best Solomons. I don't know what met they are, but they're just, I think they're about 85 quid. But they've never let me down, them boots. Never had a blister with them. But I put these in them and all. Carrymores, insoles, but they were quite expensive. So here we are. I've got my little towels and things dancing around beside my basher. My basher's flipping and flopping about, and I've got my hoop bivvy here. I'm happy. And when it does stop raining fully, I'm going to see if I can dry that coat out so it gives me a bit of wind protection at least. I was just talking about that, weren't I, people, and we're walking up to Hollins Cross about Gore-Tex stuff and the fact that, yeah, it's alright, but I don't think it's 100% waterproof. And there you go, it says wet weather blah blah, NATO stock Gore-Tex jacket. I got my socks up here, look, when the heat from that comes up into here, it's going to dry my socks out. They're actually dripping. Dripping, they went through. Oh, fun. All the fun. Lovely woolen socks. They're expensive then, the good socks. And even if they are wet at morning, I'll just stick them on. Walk in them, I'm not bothered. I've got my candle here for later on. I've got my food up there, so we're doing a bit of cooking. So that's going lovely there now, look. Smashing, won't be long before I'm having a lovely cup of coffee. Some clouds there, look, coming down valley. I love it up here, absolutely love it. It's no wonder Dean Reed did so many videos and does videos up here. Absolutely amazing. Right, you'll see I've changed into this now while that dries. Right then, right. A little bit of a gripe. I did a video with Zoe and Gareth, lovely people, lovely people. Now, some people have seen that video and then realised it's been removed off my YouTube channel. I did that for a reason. It's not really bad. It's not through Gareth and Zoe. We went down to the beach that they sort of picked
we set up and we had a lovely time, and we've done some great swimming earlier on in the day. The problem I had with the beach was it was covered in rubbish. It had broken bottles, cans, and all that kind of stuff, and there were people partying on that beach right late into night. And also all the trees all the way down the cove had all been cut down and burnt for firewood for people who were camping down there, and I can't bring myself to sort of advise that people go to that location. Not that we told anybody specifically where it were, but if they did come across it, they'd say, oh well, Ian's vlog went here and he did a video about it. I don't really want to portray myself with that location. These are the locations I want to portray. Down at Thornwick Bay and beautiful places which have been left, you know, so the scenery is beautiful and all that kind of business, but it weren't good, and even though they're lovely people, I'm sorry to say I had to remove that video, but I think they've still got a video on their account, so you can go and see the sort of events that went off there. So, see you in a bit guys, just had to get that cleared up out of the way, bye. Right, I'm trying to make this vlog a little bit interesting. I mean, it is in itself what it is, but from where I'm laid here in my hoop bivvy, if I lay back, that is my view, alright, as I look at. Now the thing with this location, if I can make it sound a bit more interesting, is that, well, you couldn't put a tent on it. It's on a slant, the entire hill, all the way around this valley as it comes over is on a slant. Which is crap for a tent, because you'd all just slide to one side of the tent. But for me it's perfect, because that side up there is my sort of storage area. Look how big it is in here. It's my storage area, yeah, like I've put my pole up there. And I've, on this occasion I've put my hoop bivvy at this end, alright? Because it's waterproof as it is, so I get the view straight at me hoop bivvy, really. Look at that. All these cloud formations coming down, it's amazing just to sit here and watch. I mean, it's got to be better than watching telly, hasn't it? See, I can see all the way down Edale Valley. Right down there on the left hand side is Edale. Okay. Mamtor's back there. That's Edale there. You just point your Edale at. That's Edale. There. Then down to the village here. It continues all the way up the valley. Okay? Kinder Scout over there. It's a view that people don't generally get, because yeah, people walk around here but they don't camp on it because it's on an hill. You can't put a tent up. I won't put a tent up on here. That's the beauty of having a bivvy. And these bivvies, you know, with these tape slings here, these tapes all the way around, you see they're reinforced. The rock solid, this thing's rock solid, it's anchored down. It's taking some right hammer from this wind, and if it got really, really bad, all of these drop, I've said it before, I just drop these down, and I've got all these anchor points, I can just bolt it, I've got loads of pegs, so I can just anchor all this into ground, so I'm literally underneath, and I can, this comes in sections down here, so I just drop them sections down, so I'm inside a little area inside here. Then when I go to sleep, as you see me in here, all I do is, I'm here, yeah, I just zip this up, like this, yeah, and I'm inside here, underneath there. What's going to bother me? It's all totally waterproof, yeah, you get me? Yeah. But it's great, and it's more exciting than sitting in a dome tent. You might as well be in your living room. And people say to me, why don't you use a tent? This is why I don't use a tent. Because that's my view. You can leave your tent door open, but I just find this more exciting. And it's what I used to use. Well, to be honest, I didn't used to use this at Forces because this was a bit luxurious for me. I ended up using a poncho, an old-fashioned poncho. That's all we got. Okay, the rain's just dropped off slightly. So look at that, this perspective. Okay, this is where we are. Masha. Even the wind's dropped down. Look down there. Down the valley. This is where I am. When we arrived, I couldn't see over the edge of that, it was just cloud. That gives you the perspective as where I am. Up. See, hook pivot at front, and all the other gear inside there. Everything's locked off, alright? That pole's alright, it's onto a strap in the top, it's not going to bust that. It's onto something strapping. And if it gets really bad, like I said before, drop the pole, peg it down this side, honk it down. There you go, guys. Perspective not many people camp on. That's a luxury. Right, I'm sorry if I'm shouting at you guys, and I'm sorry if it's windy, it's best we can do. Here we go. So we've got the oil on the go. See, we drop that down a little bit. Down that with them. Okay, we're just trying to we're trying to be professionally and get a good video handle. That'll do, won't it? Is that alright? So wind don't blow it over. So we've got that going. So what we need to do now, as we said before, is fry some of these babies up. I'm thinking you can hear me. Oh, they smell really nice straight away. Stadium spork. For some bizarre reason that smells like sausages, which is a bit freaky. Yeah, it's got that nice Indian toxic smell to it. Let me just put my top back up here because I'm trying to dry my t-shirt out for morning. There she goes. So that's on the go now. I'm liable to have to refuel myself a few times during this endeavour. Next thing to go in then is going to be that and the tofu. So I've got my neck knife here. From MP Custom Knives and Bushcraft. They gave me that little neck knife. It's got a bit manky now. But there you go. So they're cooking away lovely. I do apologise if you're a chef. I just back a bit too much. But I'm not exactly, you know, right up on this cooking business. Let's get this in the north. I will be cooking this all wrong. Oh, I don't want to come out. Come on, fella, out you come. I think I have to cut that open and all. Get my neck knife all covered in food here, I'm not used to this. But it is exciting when we do these, isn't it? I think I've burnt them a bit. Come on in, you don't want to come out this paste. They look like fairly hot chilies. God, it's toxic this. You know when you're in a closed environment. your food starts attacking you. Come on, get in. It'll end up being a right hot curry, I'll end up burning my mouth like I did when I was with Daz. It'd smell lovely if it weren't so burnt. That'll do, won't it? I'm wearing most of it, but I suppose I'll be able to soak it in through my skin somehow. So there we'll get that on go. And with that now, I'm going to use this to cut open this. I normally drain off me, what is it, my tofu, but I haven't on this occasion. Lovely sharp knives that he does. I would advise anybody getting a knife off him. My other knife was in my bag actually. I ain't been able to do it justice a bit because I ain't been in woods or anywhere such like. That's burning nicely. Let's get some tofu in here. Get that. Oh, go on. Yes, splodge. This is how you kill a curry. Oh my God, I've dropped my tofu in my fuel. Hang on. It don't matter, does it? It's all going down the same hole. If you're doing this, try not to drop your tofu in your gel fluid. I don't think it helps much. Get some of that in with grass. Right, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to do it, and I'll just leave it like that for a bit until that gets done. Then we're going to get some of this curry sauce in. Come back to the. I'm covered in it. I'm just going to tidy myself up, guys. Right, that's cooking away lovely now. Although the wind's getting up. Have a quick glance at the view. Yeah, that wind's getting up a bit. So I'm hoping you can hear me because you're out there and I'm in here. Always like a lovely sunset, if I can catch it in a way. As if that's all clouds to destroy it, I think. If I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's my best attempt. I think I've let myself down a little bit with rushing, but I do get a bit zealous. Yeah, get that in there. A bit more tofu. It's been a lovely walk up here. Absolutely drenched. Oh. See you in a minute. Well, it were all going really hunky-dory, and then I opened this up, and all this white gunge come out of it. I don't even know what I'm eating now. I know it's vegan, but I don't know what that is. I'm gonna let that burn off, and I'm gonna put some more fluid in. It looked like milk, but I'm thinking it's coconut milk, which is cool. I like coconuts. I love coconut milk. That's going to go lovely with my rice. But I'll be honest with you, that freaked me out a bit when I poured it in. You know, like it would. Anyway, I'll keep you updated. Okay, so we're back. I've just reloaded my gel fluid. And like I said, I don't know what that is. I'm hoping it's coconut milk. It's made my dinner look a bit like monkey puke now. But I'm expecting it'll be alright, you know. I'll eat anything and all that. Coconut milk. I don't know if you can read that. Coconut milk. Yes. I want to save that for my coffee and see what it's like when I've eaten my coffee. There's a few to think for future reference. Yeah. Get that on boil. Get it cooking, and then I'll just bounce that in. I'm the most disgusting cook. I think if anybody does win me prize and they decide to come along with me on one of my wild camps, you might be best off cooking your own food. That's the only thing I advise. I don't mind supplying food, yeah, but I think cooking your own food's a good idea unless you want to eat my mush. Now Richard did. Richard came along and he ate mine, and he had toilet problems for a couple of days. But it's alright, it's all good. See you in a minute. Right guys, it's still a little bit wet in there, alright, nice and watery from that milk. Right, so I'm going to bounce some of this whole grain rice in now. I always end up sort of constipated after this because I don't cook my rice properly and it ends up like a ball in my bowels. But I don't care. There we go. Is that enough? No? I think it's enough, isn't it? Because it's a full... He has just topped it up nicely, has that. It's great to see them flames lapping around your cooker. I don't mind using gas cookers. I prefer to use a flame. Do you know what? That looks nice. It looks a little bit like Karma, whatever. So I'm expecting it's going to be a bit mild. Though I've just piled a load of chilies in it. And I'm going to pop that on top, just to get that warmed up a bit. You know what? I swear, Dad, I'm quite looking forward to this now. Let's get it up here a bit. Just wind it up. I'm quite looking forward to this now, because you know it's different. I've done it on purpose to try and make, you know, the cooking experience a little bit more oriental, a little bit more interesting for you. So just before my battery dies on here, I'm going to leave you with this. Right, that's really looking nice now. I've had to plug the camera into charger. That's the charger as advised by Bright. Really, really tough, waterproof, excellent, easy hack. It's by. Okay, that's bubbling away nicely, isn't it? See it? It smells like Karma. Or Karma, whatever. You know what? I'm really looking forward to that now. It started out a bit iffy, didn't it? Yeah? Get up here, see it. So it started out a bit, that's about done that, but it started out a bit iffy. Glance at that. I mean, what a meal to have on an evening when you're wild camping. So, we've sorted his food, we've sorted his food out. Look, I've got plenty of room to sit up in here. I'm sitting in my sleeping bag. Because my legs got a little bit cold earlier because I was drying my socks out. My socks are in here, they're in here with me. Inside these bags, they've got these little pouches. You stick your socks in. So, I'm running around taking photographs with my DSLR with no shoes on. But I'll tell you what, because grass is long and it's wet, I've got really clean feet now. Apart from one bit where I stood in some sheep, they all went in my toes. And you know what? That's just finished. The burner's literally just finished, just as I've cooked my meal. Well, I'm going to enjoy my meal, and you enjoy the rest of the video. I don't even know what's coming up next, but I'm quite sure I'll be talking to you later on tonight when it gets a little bit dark. I'm told it's haunted in this year. Could be the ghost. Good morning all. The time. I like to get times. Don't used to, but I do now. 5 to 7. So I slept well, considering. Got to sleep about 1 in the morning, I think. But it's been very windy. That's loose again. It's been very windy and very rainy all night. But that said, I slept like a little lamb. Sent to sleep by the sound of the wind, the song of nature, and the pitter-patter, well actually gushy of rain on my basher. Still raining out there, so look, here we look. Still raining and it's still foggy. But I tell you what, my basher's held out no end. This is held out because of that rain coming in through this doorway. I couldn't be bothered to drop it down because I'm waterproof anyway. So, and it's all held off and I'm lovely and toasty and warm in my little sleeping bag. Well, say little sleeping bag, it's not a little sleeping bag, it's an Arctic sleeping bag. But everything in here is cock-a-hoop. Everything else is dry. I put my socks in my sleeping bag during night and they've dried toasty. All the rest of my clothes are all dry. That's not dry, that's the t-shirt I wore up way down here, that's drenched. it went straight through that jacket, straight through everything just wet through. And I got some really cheap 10 quid waterproof trousers, because I generally don't wear them, to be honest. If it rains I'll just get in my sleeping bag later on and then it dries them out anyway, but I just bought them because there was a shop next to where I parked up. And they've been really good for 10 quid and they've packed away nice now, so in a bit I'm going to put them on when I come to pack down. But I'm just going to wait till this rain sort of goes, because from what I can tell it's only here for just a couple of hours or an hour. So I'll just wait till all this goes, blows all water off me basher, get everything packed up inside and then just fold everything down into the top of my rucksack and munch off. There you go. Right guys, good morning, and we'll have a little walk off in a bit. See you in a bit. Right guys, as you can see, still raining, still windy. It's not going to stop. Got worse weather coming later, so I decided to pack up. Everything's packed up. The only thing that's let me down is this raincoat, because it's just not waterproof. So I'm onto that up now. The other coat's coming back. It was only a trial. You can see it's absolutely bouncing down. So I'm going to set off now, head off back, over top, Mount Tor, straight down Winnets Pass, into Castleton, and get back home. But you can see, no rubbish, and they're enjoying it now. Alright guys, see you in a bit, I'll switch it up way down. Right, I've just come over the far side of the hill, where I was camped. We're sort of taking brunt of weather last night and today. It's still blustery here, but it's nowhere like it were. But that's what I wanted. I think this entire thing was an exercise in finding out weaknesses in my gear with rain. And I found all the strengths and weaknesses. This coat's useless, so I've never been in it again. It's somebody just to the day coat. Just keep wind off, that's all it's worth. Everything else has worked. This hat is a godsend. Now it's not waterproof at all, but it's the wind resistance is brilliant, because it's incredibly lightweight. It's not a plastic hat, it allows your head to breathe, so you feel fresh, and it keeps that wind and rain off your face, well not your face but your ears and what have you, and it stops it blowing the heat off your head. You know that brain freeze you get sometimes, weather gets really bad. But I've got heavy fog, if I can show you. Got quite a lot of fog, so you can't. I would often be able to show you some photos down the valley and what have you. Them bags that you get with cameras, even with the cover, and I'd already proper sponged it down with the waterproofing agent, good stuff and all, Fabstill Gold. Within an hour of being up here, they were going into my bag. When I took my camera out, it had moisture on my camera, so I'll be getting a total dry sack for that if I bring it up again. So I used to have that on here, so it'll be there with a dry sack on. Just these little things that we try out with new gear. And I know my strengths and weaknesses of this system now, I know what to change. Next time, I think for a change, I'll fetch sandwiches, because I'm only here for night. I'll be bringing obviously my coffee making gear and what have you, so I'll also have a cooker. But every camp I've done up to now I've brought food, but I've seen the idea of fetching some really nice sandwiches in a little plastic container, that'd be nice, just as a change. I'm heading off back now to over the top of Little Mount Tor down to what is it? Mount Tor, I can see it from here. And then I'm going to head off down the side to Winnets Pass, walk down Winnets Pass, and then back to the car. See you in a bit. Right, we're at the bottom of Winnets Pass, Speedwell Cavern.
and the proverbial toilet. And in front of me, oh hang on, what's that? That looks like sunshine. He's trying to give it a show. It's not going to do, I've seen weather forecast. So, as we go, Castleton right in front of us. Just another update, people. You know, it's amazing the effect that rain has on people. Normally on a weekend, especially a Sunday, Castleton is specifically bustling. But not today, because it's raining. Never mind. Oh, there's that little stream here. I'll show you this stream. There you go, very pretty. Right, I'm going to leave you with this. I think it's made a nice change to do a video in wet weather for once. It has to be said that I find summer somewhat boring to a degree. It's nice at times, you know, nice views, clear weather, but it's great for socialising. But for what I do, I like it to be mixed, you know, the autumn, winter, spring sort of times. Makes it a little bit more demanding and a bit more interesting for you, because I like to think that people sitting at home watching these videos will be able to enjoy the outdoors at times when they maybe won't want to go out in it, to places they certainly won't want to necessarily go, camping in a way that they won't normally camp, because otherwise you might as well go and get a tent in summer and go camping in a field, don't you? So this way at least you get to see what it's like when somebody's sleeping in a bivvy and or a basher and in wet weather and wind and horrible stuff, so you get to experience it. So I've genuinely enjoyed this trip. It's been really, really nice. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm now going to trot off, put my stuff in car, get me DSLR out and put it in front of the car and try and defrost it, get some damp away from it, and then I'm going home, jumping in bath, and I'll start editing this very video. So I'll see you in a bit. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like, share and subscribe. Yours, Ian's vlog from the Castleton Edale area, Hope Valley. See you in a bit. Bye for now.